I really enjoyed that first half of the program, and we were talking about discipline. Now, I know you guys have not studied the laws of the British Virgin Islands yet because you're still in school. And you guys are three young men that are different from other young people, and you all are in Christian homes. Now, the flip side of that, when somebody who's not in a Christian home hear you guys talking, they're going to say, them the little sissy boys, you know, and laugh at you guys because you're a Christian home. Now, because you're saying your parents can discipline you, can beat you, but there are other children who would say the parents can order will call the police because there is a law so you can't beat them and stuff like that. I heard a story of a little child, child is about a couple of years old, and said, "Mommy, if you hit me, call the police." Now, I'm not going to go into the laws and make anybody get any problem, but discipline, and I really understand when you say discipline is necessary for the child, for the future, and what you guys are seeing. Now let's switch into another area. For all the stuff happening out there, drinking, smoking, all the sex and the youth and all the stuff out there, let's take the bottom half of this program and talk about what your convictions are about these things out there, because when you end up at these clubs, you drink, you do all the stuff, and you end up in all the things, and you hear them talking about them at school. What are your views on these things? And be frank, you're not calling names of anybody, but you know generally out there what's happening. But what are your views on what you see is happening to young men who are bragging, and what do you think? What do you say to them based on what you know is the right thing?
Well, when you start off with one thing, you lead up to another, so it becomes a cancer, an addiction to the mind. So eventually when they start to brag about it and brag about it, then after, because you know that they succumb under peer pressure. So, well, I don't really believe in peer pressure. I don't believe in peer pressure, but you know, that would be their excuse. You know, peer pressure. So when they succumb under it, you know, it's spread to the mind, and they start to go clubs. Then the clubs go lead to drinking. The drinking will lead to sex, and eventually, probably the whole future gone, because, you know, remember they're in discipline, so nobody can tell them anything. So,
Terrence.
Well, right now in school, I can honestly tell y'all that we go to a school where every day you see people pulling out stuff out of their pocket. When you look, you see weed. I could look and tell you how weed look. You smell it on children. You go to school, you see people shaking hand. When you look, you see one with a weed bag in their hand. Honestly, you see drugs in school all the time. I see a couple of my partner them. Like, we in class together, so I call them, I partner them with their drugs. I talk to them, I say, look, they saying anything you want, because eventually, you ain't really doing anything to you. Because to me, it stems from lack of ambition. They don't really know what they want in life because of the drugs. They feel that they're making a little bit of money off of the drugs. They look at the older guys who have no ambition either, basically doing nothing in life, and feel that's the way they want to go. They look at the rappers on TV and media, like Lil Wayne and whatnot, seeing them with their money and feeling, okay, that's how I want to be, with all the women, the drugs and whatnot, basically living the dream life. No ambition whatsoever. And then with sex now, some of these young ladies just basically looking for somebody to love them, because a lot of the young ladies today grow up without a father.
You're 16 and you're talking about, you know, we're living a war. Terrence talk like a big man here, you know. But Terrence, you're right on target. Go back to that and really nail it down, because what are these young, what are they looking for? Go back there. Tell me what they're looking for again.
To me, because I have a lot of friends, right? A lot of young ladies these days growing up without a father. A lot of them. And they just want somebody to show them that they care and whatnot. They're just looking for somebody to actually care for them. And then a lot of the times, I actually had a friend that went to a church, and there was this guy that she looked up to. And then when time done, he abused her sexually. She was broken down. Then after she go to school, got in another situation like that again, looking for somebody to love her, or else I know what I'm talking about. People just looking for somebody to love them honestly. And then people go and take advantage of them honestly. They're just really looking for somebody to
You
kill.
know, we have to hit the nail on the head and really, and if you don't expose certain things, and I am praying that the Lord will keep these young men at this level of their lives so they can continue to grow with this type of momentum, have respect and discipline in their lives. And as pastor, I celebrate these young men. I'm seriously, I celebrate these young men in church, celebrate their stand because of their age group and what they're grown up to be, and watch them from little boys as now little kids growing up. I think I blessed them, you know, little boys growing up as babies, and now they're 16, 17, and hear them talk like this is truly a blessing for me. It just really makes my heart such a blessing. Now stand the same line. Aaron, they were talking about drugs and sex. Stand the same line.
Well, the young people nowadays, they tend to feel that the things of the world is the way to go. And they say being a Christian is hard and being a Christian is difficult. And it's not. Because you doing the things of the world is easy because the devil know he has you by you doing that. You know? And you trying to do what is of God, that's not what the devil wants. And he's going to do everything for you not to be a part of what God has for you. Right? And that's why they tend to do the things of the world, and they go to drugs, sex, and all those things, and feel it cool. They don't want no one to call them names, worry about what people say and those different stuff, because you know, in our high school they have something called bully, and people take advantage of people, and some people try to fit in so that they don't get called down on, or they don't get stamped on, you know, or they don't be a target in the school. So people try to fit in and do things which is off the wall in the school.
Now you guys might get criticized by somebody listening to you and then think, well, they listen to what they're talking about. But tell me, from a Christian foundation, how are you guys standing up in the midst of all of this that we are talking about with your Christian faith as three young men?
It's all in your mind. Whatever you put your force, you have to set goals in your mind. Because trust me, the high school, it is not a Christian high school. And even Israel, they say in Lee University, it's a Christian high school. But I've been talking to Israel, and they say it still has different stuff, right? And high school is not a Christian high school. And as a Christian young person, or as a Christian base, going into the high school, you have to keep your head on. You have to set goals and know what you're going for. Because if you don't keep your head on and you turn this way, you get detoured, you want to know where your goal gone. Right? So, being in the high school from first farm, second farm, gradually going up, it's just something that has to build in you. You know? Keep your head on. Strive for this. Excellence. You know what I mean? And you be successful.
Well, you know, as he said, it's all in the mind. Once you have a positive mindset, then not everything will always go easy. Once you have your positive mindset and your goal in mind, then nothing should stop you or deter you from going where you have to go. Of course, you're going to fall in the journey, but what matters is you get back up and keep going. Because that's the most important thing. You get back up and keep going on the right track.
To me, like they said, it's all in the mind, but it's also what you surround yourself with. You have to watch your surroundings, basically. Because you can't expect to be thinking like a Christian, but then hanging around with gangsters. You are what you're around. And also, to me as a young man, I always long to be different in everything that I do. Because I had my times where I tried to fit in, and honestly, that never worked out. To me, right now, I just try to be different.
So you're calling me a gangster here, right? So that way you're calling me, hanging out with a gangster. Now, before we close, we got about maybe a couple of minutes before we close. Let's take this education, future, where we going, where you guys see certain things happen. Because when we come back in the next program, someone folks gonna question you about certain things. And I'm gonna ask you all about, are you ready to have a girlfriend? You gotta think about that, right? And what do you think? But education, what does it mean? Now we have a new education minister, prompting education, you guys in education. What does it mean for you now, with all that you see, all that you're hearing, to be educated for the future? What does it mean, guys?
Well, to be educated, well, first of all, I have a teacher, my English teacher, who always, it used to be his English teacher too, always told us to get as much education you have. You see, if you have knowledge with no paper saying what qualification you have, your knowledge is useless. Having that degree in those certain aspects is what gets you through life. And you know, once you put your mind on what you want in life, and you're not jumping about, you know, you might try different stuff, because I like to try different stuff. I don't like to do the same thing. But
now stop right there. Explain that word stuff.
Okay, different things. I like to do different things, you know.
Still ambiguous. You're still pushing me around. Come on.
I like to do. Okay, I'm a person which I never say no. I like to do things.
You mean to drugs, to sex?
No. Positive things.
Oh, okay.
Positive things, which I always put myself out there. Once it is positive and I like it, I go forward to it and I do it. That's how I am.
Okay, 30 seconds.
Education?
Yes, sir.
Well, of course, education is important. You have to value it. We have, in high school, we have an opportunity because education is, you know, free to us, right? So it might as well just take advantage of it instead of, you know, wasting time in school, then after you get kicked out or you drop out, then I gotta go night school and pay. When all of this could have been avoided if I just discipline yourself and do what you're supposed to do and go. You know, simple.
Wow, 30 seconds. Education.
Today, you can't be anything in life without education, because education is the key to success. So yeah, I look at people these days, a lot of people in school skipping class and whatnot, and I just think to myself, a lot of them going to regret what they're doing right now, you know, because they honestly don't know the value of the time they're wasting, and wasted time could never be brought back.
I'm sitting with 3 future professors and future minds that's going to change our generation, and we're going to come back in the next program. This is Changing Time, Bishop John. Thank you for having us. We have a live audience. Thank you, audience, for being with us. And we're going to have questions from the audience, and what a blessing to have. Thank you, guys. And again, my media guys from the local church here, the media guys are running us today, and what a blessing. Thank you. We're going to come back again. Look for us. We're going to get hotter and hotter and hotter. This is Changing Time. See you in the next program, everybody.